Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Can a code enforcement officer just walk onto your property without your permission? It's a question that brings up a lot of confusion and concern for homeowners. The short answer is generally no, but the long answer is more complicated. The foundation of your rights here is the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which protects you from unreasonable searches by the government. Your home and the area immediately surrounding it, known as the curtilage, are protected. This includes your yard, your porch, and other areas close to your house where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. For a code enforcement officer to legally enter this protected space, they typically need one of three things: your permission, a warrant, or an emergency situation. Let's break that down. The most common way an officer deals with a potential violation is through the plain view doctrine. If they can see a violation, like an old car on blocks or a collapsing fence, from a public place like the street or a sidewalk, they don't need to enter your property. They can take photos from that public area and issue a notice of violation based on what they see. They are not violating your rights because they never entered your private space. The second way they can enter is with your consent. If an officer knocks on your door and asks to look around your backyard, you have the right to say no. If you give them permission, you waive your Fourth Amendment protection for that search. It's important to know you can be polite but firm in denying them entry. You can simply say, "I do not consent to a search." If you refuse entry, the officer's next step is to get an administrative warrant. They would have to go to a judge and provide evidence to establish probable cause that a code violation exists on your property. This is a lower standard than a criminal warrant, but it is still a legal hurdle they must clear. If they return with a valid warrant, you must allow them to conduct the search as specified in that warrant. The final exception is for exigent circumstances, which means an emergency. This is rare for code enforcement but could apply if there's an immediate threat to public health and safety, like a raw sewage leak or a building on the verge of collapse. In such a critical situation, they can enter without a warrant to address the immediate danger. So, what should you do if an officer shows up? First, stay calm and be polite. Second, ask to see their identification. Third, you can ask them why they are there. And fourth, remember that you are not obligated to let them into your home, your fenced backyard, or onto your curtilage without a warrant. Understanding these basic rules empowers you as a property owner. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos explaining your rights.